So you go in 6 ribs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and make a mark. Then you come here and you put your hand in here and feel that bone. Just go along here until you feel the bone.
Okay.
All right, now move your hand over a little bit and you'll realize there's no bone. Just move your thumb over there. See?
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that's where we make our next cut. So here's loin chops, or the loin cut, center cut, rib chops. All right, every single time. Now, with this right here, that's the tenderloin.
Right.
So you can bone that out, which I think I'm going to do on this one here. And again, just following that.
Now in beef, you'd leave the tenderloin in and call that a porterhouse steak?
Yes, yeah.
Is it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is this the loin?
That's the loin.
And that's the tenderloin over there.
Uh-huh. The tenderloin is always found in the inner cavity of the animal.
Would you ever do that with pork chops? Do a porterhouse pork chop?
Yeah. Now, this thing, I mean, you guys probably already know that. That's the most tender piece of the animal. I mean, that's the best of the best. All right, so we go back in here and found that. And I just score that down. All right. Come over here. And come across. Everything's the same principle. I bust through that. Bust through that. You can hear it when it goes. And then I finish the cutoff. You got to get one of these if you're going to be doing this. You can see why.
What that? Right?
Just the big All right, so there's the 3 sections.
Mm-hmm.
Rib, center, loin. Now, options. So with this one, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to come along the ribs just like we've always done, and I'm going to follow that down, and it comes down like a seat. It comes down and away. I just keep following that down. Alright, so I get to the bottom, and then I turn my knife flat and I run it out.
You're trying to take as much meat off the ribs as possible.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather leave it on here in this particular case, and you'll see why.
And what is this cut?
I'll show you.
Pork chops.
It's just standard pork
No,
chop.
it's different.
Boneless.
Alright, so now, those are baby back.
Okay.
So if I wanted to get all baby back, I'd run them all the way off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Before you cut through them.
I do the same to all these.
You
Right.
cut them into 3 pieces.
This would be a boneless center pork roast.
Okay.
Alright? And then I'd have baby backs.
Okay.
Alright, so with this, here, what we're going to do, and this is when that's actually better, because it gets hairy here. So you see why a bandsaw is better.
Should we go cleaver and a mallet, or would it not
Yeah, I
go through?
could. Now I'm kind of getting determined to make them there.
You have to make a little wooden vise, put it on,
Yeah.
hold it, and it lays easy.
I might go with the cleaver. Anyway, I'm going to stop here before I cut my finger because I'm so irritated. Alright, so we take this. Alright, in this particular case, I'm going to again take off all that excess. I don't want it on here.
Is that fox?
Huh?
Fox for foxes?
No. I'm just taking it off because I don't want it on this particular cut. I mean, I leave some for marbling. I'm coming behind. Alright, so now I take this guy, and it doesn't matter where you go from here. But you half it. Lay that knife here, keep your hand on top. Alright, and then just keep the blade flat. And run it, making those strokes we talked about. Run it in half. Alright, so we got those two. Alright, now, we start to recognize this. We take this. Now, I could cut it through. I could just do that. They call them country spare ribs. They're just thicker. Alright, you can throw them on the grill like that. Get the barbecue sauce down in there. Or you can just cut them in pieces. I tend to leave them that way because then they're easier to cook on the grill. Alright, so that would be one example. And I do it with this one too.
So you wouldn't. That's not a roast, and that's not chops.
It's chops.
That's chops.
They're called country chops.
Country chops.
There's somebody else. If one of you guys wouldn't mind just telling them they're in here.
Open the door. Or
Yeah, just yell.
Country chops. Yeah, they're not.
Alright, now. For this one.
Come join the party.
Huh?
Dog likes him.
Yeah, I did. I threw more.
You did?
Yeah. Alright, so for this one,
Huh?
I'm just going to show you something fun on this one.
staying in or going out?
Hi.
Hi, Matt.
I'm not going to shake your hand right now.
Steve.
Steve? Okay. So with this one, I come down maybe, what's that, 3 inches?
Yeah.
Okay. I bring it across.
Matt, do you want to try these?
Oh, and that's ham sticks.
All of them?
This is kebab.
Kebab.
This is butterfly.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, I come down right in here. And then I come back to the bone.
Oh, this is like lamb chops you're doing with this stick out?
Take that out. That gives you a guide. There's not much meat in that one. I could render that down, but I got more fat than I could ever use. Alright. And then what I'll do here is I'm going to take it all the way down. And this one we're going to make into a
Now,
Foxes.
would this be a standing rib?
Huh?
Would this be, is
Yeah.
this the standing rib for beef?
Yes.
Standing rib roast?
Actually, we're having this one Saturday night. Now you can see how the ribs drop off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different than the other one.
Right.
It's cut. You don't have the same amount of ribs. Alright, so with this one, there's a full rib roast, a boneless rib roast. And what I would do with this one is I would lay this knife down. What I am going to do with this one is you could roast it whole, where I'm going to lay my knife here and I'm going to make a cut. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to compromise it. But I'm going to make a cut here almost to the bottom, and then I roll the knife this way and I cut over here all the way, and then I roll it again, and I just keep unrolling it like a blanket.
Okay.
Alright? Then I can put whatever I want in the center for cooking, okay, and roll that baby back up and tie it. It's a great technique. You can put figs or whatever you're into, jelly or anything, apple jelly, and then roll back up and tie it.